Hello my dear students, in this video we are going to study copy constructors. Copy constructor is a parameterized constructors using which one object is equated with another object of the same type. Now let us continue with the characteristics of a copy constructors. First one, initialize an object with another object of the same type. Second one, copy an object to pass as argument to a function. And the third one is copy an object to return it from a function. Now let us study the situation in which the copy constructor invokes. The first situation is copy constructor is invoked automatically when the object of the class is created and equated with another existing object. Now we will see an example. Here we will see x a1 and then we'll write x a2 is equal to a1. So a1 is equated to a2. So in this situation the copy constructor invokes. And the second situation is when the object is passed as an argument to the function. So here we'll take x a1 and x a2 and inside the round braces we are going to write a1. So here a1 is passed as an argument to a2 function. And the third situation is when an argument is passed to the function by pass by value method. Here you can take the example void test x b. So here b is object of type class x and then curly open brace, number of statements, curly closing brace. Void main, inside the curly open brace we are going to write x a, and a is object of type x, and then we are going to pass this a to the test function. So test, and inside the round bracket we are going to pass a as argument. In this situation also the copy constructor invokes. Fourth situation in which the copy constructor invokes is when an object returns a value. Now let us take example. Here we'll write class measure curly open brace int feet float inches. Measure sum, inside the bracket we are going to write measure ampersand. So here the first measure represent, it's a return type of the function sum. So curly closing brace and put semicolon. Now we'll write measure and scope resolution operator sum, and inside of the bracket we are going to write measure ampersand yum. So first measure represent, it's a return type of the function. Next measure represent, it is the class name, and sum and measure ampersand yum. So we are passing the address of the object yum which is of type measure, curly open brace, and here we are going to write feet is equal to feet plus m dot feet, inches is equal to inches plus m dot inches. So if inches is greater than or equal to 12, curly open brace feet plus plus. If it is greater than or equal to 12, then feet has to increment the value by 1. Now you can see here inches is equal to inches minus 12. If there are 14 inches, 12 inches is equal to 1 feet, and the remaining 2 inches will be initialized to inches variable. Here you can see inches is equal to inches minus 12, that is 14 minus 12 is 2. So 2 is initialized to inches. So curly closing brace, and then we are going to write return measure, and inside of the round bracket we are going to write feet comma inches and curly closing brace. So whenever this return statement is executed, the copy constructor will get invoked. Now let us study a programming example to show the use of copy constructor. For that I will take you to my laptop screen. Here you can clearly see that I have already written in a single line command to find factorial of a number using copy constructor, and hash include iostream.h, hash include conio.h is already written. So let us define a class called copy curly open brace, and here we are going to define a variable that is int n, put semicolon, then we will write public member access specifier, and here we are going to define a parameterized constructor that is copy int, here we will write p So curly open brace, initialize n is equal to p, then curly closing brace, and here we are going to declare one function that calculates the factorial of an entered number. So here we'll write calculate and put semicolon for declaration, because we are going to define this one outside the class definition, because we want to use the looping structure inside this calculate. So that's the reason we have to define this one outside the class definition, and it cannot be expanded inline, so it shows warning. So that's the reason we are going to define this calculate function outside the class definition. So let us put curly closing brace and put semicolon, and let us define this particular function outside the class definition using scope resolution operator. You just recall the syntax of defining function definition outside the class definition. So it must be written with first data type, then name of the class, then scope resolution operator, then name of the function. So that is calculate, then round braces, curly open brace, and from here onwards we'll start writing the definition of this calculate function. So here we are going to declare two local variables, that is int factorial of a number, that is fact, and one more is I, which is used for iteration. So next we'll initialize this variable with the value 1. Why? Because we are going to stop iterating at 1. We are going to multiply the entered numbers in a decreasing order up to 1. So that's the reason fact is equal to 1. Now we are going to use iterative statement for looping structure. So initialize I is equal to 1, then put semicolon, I is less than or equal to n, then put semicolon, incrementation. Here we are going to calculate fact is equal to fact into I. So this is the logic to find the factorial of a number. So you can clearly see that this particular function is returning integer type of data. So we have to write explicitly as return fact, because the value stored in the variable called fact, then put semicolon. Now we are going to define the main function. So void main curly open brace, and here we are going to declare one more variable called as int m. Then we'll write cout, enter the number, put semicolon, cin. So here we'll take m. Then we're going to create object of this particular class, that is copy, and here I'll write obj. So this is the object, and we are going to pass m as argument to this particular object. Now we are going to use copy to create one more object. So that is cpy is the object of type copy, and we are equated this one with obj. Now put semicolon. Next we'll write cout. Here in a double quotation mark we'll write before copying n factorial is equal to obj dot calculate. Because we are using obj because before copying we have used copy obj, and inside the round braces we have passed m as argument. Can see. Next cout after copying n factorial is equal to, now we'll use the second object, that is cpy, which is equated with the value obj. It is copying from one object to another object of the same type. Cpy dot calculate. Next put semicolon. Here we'll write get ch curly closing brace. Now we will check for errors, and let us press Alt F9 and check the error. So undefined symbol. Okay, here we have to write m because it is local variable m. Then again we will try to compile by pressing Alt F9. Success. So there is no error. Press enter. Next, press Ctrl F9 to run the program. Now you can see it is asking the user to enter the number. For example, I want to enter number 4. So here I'll press enter. You can see before copying 4 factorial is equal to 24. After copying 4 factorial is equal to 24. That's all in this video. Thank you very much for watching this video. We will see you in the next video.